Welcome to 128, episode 128 of Cocktail Hour. I'm Andy.
And I'm Sherry.
Mm-hmm. And with us is the incomparable, uber talented Susan Meagher.
Hello.
Yes. She's all downplaying it today. And I've been drinking, so all know what that means.
I've been smoking crack, so that makes...
Oh, God, I have to get rid of some champagne that's been left over in the fridge. So
that's what most people say. I have to get rid of some champagne.
Yeah.
I have to get rid of that fifth of vodka.
Yeah, that too.
It's taking up so much room.
Only the gluten-free vodka. That's the thing. I mean, it used to always, as far as I remember, it was always potato. Now it's all wheat, except for maybe a couple of different places that use potato.
What are you going to do?
I know, right? So what's everybody drinking?
Cranberry juice and seltzer water. Sorry.
Aww. You're being good.
Aww. I have a nice mint tea.
I'm the only one drinking, huh?
It's now 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Now I know how Colette feels. But it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Come on now.
It's only 3 o'clock here, so it's a little early for me.
It's Saturday, y'all. Come on now.
Every day's Saturday for me.
Oh, yeah, rub it in. Rub it in. So we asked Susan to join us so we could talk about, at the time we scheduled it, it was her newest book, Fame. But since then, she's so prolific. She's got another one out, which we're not reviewing here, although she may want to talk about it a little later, just kind of whet your appetite. You know what I'm saying? What was that?
Wet your whistle.
Oh, the whistle. So we're going to try and make this as spoiler-free as possible, everybody. But do listen closely. If you have any questions, this is a live show, and Sherry's moderating the questions, so we're hoping we get some stuff in, and if not, screw all you. So that's where I'm at.
I don't think it has to be spoiler-free, do you?
I like spoiler-free on a newer book. It's not like we're doing All That Matters, which we are.
I mean, if Susan's okay with it being not spoiler-free, this one has been out for a while, and it's been out for It's been out since when? October, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right.
All right. Well, we can play it by ear. If we get into spoiler territory, we can say, okay, this is going to be a spoiler. I don't think there's anything in it that would change whether or not you wanted to read the book. It's not like you find out in the end that they're both really, from another planet or anything.
Okay, fair enough.
So the fact that they don't actually get together in this one is not a big deal? And that one kills the other? This was a real twist for Susan. It was a twist when they kill each other in the end. That murder-suicide pact it's new. Trying something different.
That's not even right.
And the fact that it was all in iambic pentameter. The suicide note was in haiku. Class.
Oh no.
She taught the bird to recite it.
Piper Calder. What was that damn bird's name?
Bobby.
That's it. Bobby. Oh. Okay, so back on track.
Anyway, there is a bird in the book, but
there is a bird in the book,
and he could. I also keep hearing. I keep hearing a bird. And does one of you have a bird?
No.
This is a bird-free zone.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Yep.
I kicked the X out and the bird. Okay, so yeah, Susan, you want to give us a little summary of Fame?
Sure. It's about a couple of people who are loosely associated with the industrial complex of Hollywood. I've had a couple of people say, "Oh, I don't want to read that book because I don't like to read about Hollywood romances." I'm like, these are like these are like electricians, and they're not famous actors. They're just normal people who have kind of normal jobs. But one of them is the sister to someone who is an actress and who is going to be very famous. So it's just about girls falling in love, you know. It's girls.
So what inspired you to write this story? Did you have like you were out visiting somewhere and
I know what inspired me to do
a
this.
Magazine cover. What happened?
I would listen to what is her name? She's Canadian. She was, damn, I can't think of her name. She was sort of a youngish child star, like a teenage, and then got more famous. Anyway, her sister's her hairdresser.
Oh.
So they've been together for her whole career. And I saw them on Who Do You Think You Are? Mm-hmm. Talking about their ancestry and the like, and about mm-hmm. how they managed being sisters and employer-employee.
Huh.
So I thought that would be interesting. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So in my book, my actress is more famous than that one, since I've already forgotten her name.
Oh, Lordy. You're still trying to think of it.
I can look her up. I can look her up, but I don't want to waste our time doing that.
You are too.
Yes. And I was thinking about how you would, where you would draw those lines and how you would maintain your relationship over the other things that pull and tug on you when you are around wealthy, famous people. Because the more wealth there is involved and the more power there is involved, the more stresses I would think there are on relationships.
Yeah, I would think so too.
I think that Piper and Charlie really had they worked so well together. Piper was a bit free with, giving in. She gave in a lot to Charlie, yes. but she still did have her boundaries, and
she had some, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she let some of it go a little bit, but that really turned into something that, I mean, I think throughout the whole book, for me, it was more about watching Piper grow as a person and develop that, what she wanted to do in her own personal strengths and things like that.
Right. Yeah, I think the crux of the book was about the sisters' relationship, mm-hmm. but it wasn't all.
No, it wasn't all. And Haley, I don't know, she annoyed me a lot. I got to tell you, she really did annoy me a lot because, I mean, I realize, she doesn't have the benefit of a more experienced seasoned life. I get it. She was hurt really, really badly in her last relationship, but I got to tell you, she blocked the phone number, and she just pretty much, lit the match and torched everything. I was like, oh, I was driving home, and I swear the people that were driving alongside me were looking at me going, what the fuck? Is she having a stroke? What the hell's going on? Because I'm listening to it, and I realized, because I'm very expressive, and then I tried to calm down, but honestly, I had such a difficult time with her character, a lot. I mean, really tough. So why did you?
I think part of her problem, though, was that it was so near the beginning. You know what I mean? They didn't know each other well enough yet to handle that first fight, and then not being there to actually have the fight.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah,
that was bad circumstances.
Yeah.
She was pretty tough on Piper for Charlie's mistakes, I thought. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I think,
but it proved her point to some degree, of course, that no matter how hard you try, these things are still going to affect you in your personal relationships, and you may not have any control over that. But
I think,
Haley, like Andy said, she was pretty tough.
Haley was a little too cynical, and Piper was a little too naive.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I think Piper honestly thought that she could just say, here's the line, I'm not going to cross it, I'm not going to get involved. And then, within a very short time, she was completely involved.
Yeah, like a 180. Yeah.
And Haley, made a logical, mature decision that she didn't want to be involved with someone who was in the biz. And I think she meant that.
Oh, she did. She definitely meant it. It came real through, yeah.
But then I think she learned to be a little bit more flexible.
It was all that yoga.
All that yoga.
The character of the director's wife.
Yeah.
What brought that on?
Yeah, right.
What do you mean, what brought that on?
I mean, it just kind of when that part of the story started unraveling, I was just like, whoa. I didn't expect that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that. It was I like that the husband and the wife were on the same page and all, but Piper's reactions were pretty fun to that. Like, holy crap! Did she just run her hand up my thing?
I don't know a whole lot of people in the biz, but I lived in Los Angeles for 15, 16 years. And the people who I did know, they just had a different way of looking at things.
Huh.
You know what I mean? Like, every relationship that I knew it just was a little, the edges were not as sharp as I was used to. It was like
things a little more fluid, maybe?
A little more fluid. Especially people really in the biz.
Interesting.
It just wasn't that odd to have relationships with people while you were on set, and those didn't count.
Wild.
It's like what happens on set stays on set, and that's kind of its own separate little reality.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Because people who get into that need a whole lot of connection.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's what draws you to that, and to putting on different guises, and you're a different person while you're on set. And then when the movie's over, you never see those people again. It's like being at camp, but for 7 to 12 weeks, and you're with them 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And you're playing lovers on the set, and you have all of these physical liberties you're taking with each other during the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The boundaries in almost every part of their life has to be sort of flexible.
Blurred. Yeah, that's a good point.
That type of business it's not like being an accountant. It's just not. It's not like we just do this and we go home at 5. You never go home at 5. You're there all the time.
I don't know. You had a book with an accountant in it, and that didn't turn out so well for her either. I don't know.
Yeah, that one's over there. But I think things are more. It's harder to have a traditional anything, because the way you make your living is so non-traditional. And I'm not saying that everybody who's in Hollywood is, morally bankrupt. I don't think that's true at all. But I think it's harder, especially for younger people, to make their decisions and say, here's where the line is for me, and I'm not going to cross it. And I would just think that it's not odd, as we're seeing in the news, to have people make overtures towards you that you don't want to accept, but you feel compelled to. Mm-hmm. And you're never quite sure if it's going to affect you if you don't, and it's complex.
Yeah,
good point.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to have that complex part where someone does make overtures toward her, and she's not sure if she really is going to hurt her sister by refusing them.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to be a woman because I'm sick of just having guys be the jerks all the time. Women can be jerks too.
They can be, no doubt about that. So, speaking of the biz, in a perfect world, if they made this book into a movie, who would you want to play Haley?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
Because my next 2 questions. Who would be Charlie and who would be Piper?
I think Reese Witherspoon would be a good Haley.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
You know how she's got that? There's a little spark in her that's like, not putting up with that shit. Reese gives you that.
Would that be the Reese Witherspoon currently, or the Reese Witherspoon from like the 80s or 90s?
Like from Election.
Oh, I love that. That was a great movie. I haven't seen that in years. Broderick Crawford, right? That was Broderick Crawford with her.
Matthew Broderick.
Crawford.
Who was it?
Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick. Sorry.
Look up Broderick Crawford.
He died in like 1978. No, okay.
Broderick Crawford would have to be 135 years old.
But yeah, Reese Witherspoon's a little spark plug, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I see her as having like that little spark plug.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe Margot Robbie for Charlie, somebody like that.
I don't know Margot Robbie. I hate to say.
Somebody effortlessly beautiful and perky and.
All right, you made me look at
she's in I, Tonya now, but don't look at that for looking what she looks like. Because
look, she played Harley Quinn in Justice League or Suicide Squad.
I know who she is. Yeah, she was beauty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was the woman who was in the bathtub explaining the mortgage-backed securities in The Wolf of Wall Street.
I did not watch that film.
Oh no, not The Wolf of Wall Street. What's the other one? With Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling, and it was about
short sale, something like that.
Yeah, it was about Too Big to Fail, all that stuff.
Yeah,
they had to have these long explanations. So they instead of just having the characters give it to you, they put Margot Robbie in a bubble bath, drinking champagne, giving you the explanations.
Oh she also hosted Saturday Night Live, I think last year sometime. Well, obviously last year sometime, maybe the year before, but that would be worth a watch. She was hilarious. She's very good.
She's a good actress, and she was behind. I, Tonya was all her. That she brought it together. She got the producing done. She did a lot of the work.
I haven't seen that. Was it any good?
I've not seen it yet either, but it's not playing anywhere near me. I got to go into the big city. I have to pack a lunch. Get back down. I have to go toward town to hunt down here.
Yeah.
So what about Piper?
Yeah. No. That was Piper, right? Or Charlie?
No, that was
Charlie or Piper?
That would be Charlie.
Oh, okay.
Piper, I need somebody tallish and dark hair, dark eyes. I don't know. Lucy Lawless could have done it 15 years ago, but.
Yeah, but you know what? Lucy Lawless, I know we're going to go off on a tangent now. Lucy Lawless, I think, looks better now than she did in her prime with Xena Warrior Princess.
That makes one of you.
I like those aged lines that she has now, and her face isn't as angular. I don't know. I think she looks better now. But I got this thing about, I think the older I get, the more older women look better. I don't know.
I think that's a sign of maturity.
Oh, look at you! You're already on the show. No, I'm kidding.
She just called you old. I'm just saying.
I know.
No, emotional maturity.
Oh God! But at least I don't have to share my birthday with Catherine Deneuve anymore. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh Lordy, she lost points, man. Chick lost points.
Catherine has always had some issues.
She has, but they were never as clear as recently.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
As she said about Brigitte Bardot, she is like a souffle that has turned. There is nothing to be done.
You gotta love the French, though. I swear to you.
I'm like, damn. All that woman did was get old. Leave her alone. Jesus. Steal your car.
That is so good. Oh my God. I'm gonna be thinking about that for hours. Ah. Whew. All right, so reeling it back, and I got to tell you, I'm not really a pet person, an animal person. I like them at a distance.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed your insertion of Delta into this story.
I thought Delta made a good third character.
Yeah. One of my ex's sisters had one of those little tiny Malteses.
Yeah.
It was like soft and cuddly and tiny.
Yeah.
It was a cute dog. I don't remember the name of the dog, but it was cute as hell.
Yeah. Well, Delta is a coton de Tuileries.
Oh, look at you. My nipples got hard, all that French. Come on now.
If I had a nickel for every time a woman said that to me, I would have change for a quarter.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so step in, Sherry, in a minute. Come on.
I'm participating. Excuse me, I'm trying not to cough on air.
Have you a cold, Sherry?
Yes, she has cold.
I'm battling for the last 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah.
Do you have asthma?
Off and on. No, I just have a house full of sick people. We just keep passing it back and forth to each other.
Zinc, I tell you.
That's awful.
It is. I should get rid of them.
Why don't you build another little house in the back just for you?
Or for them.
You have a big window. You wave.
Like a zoo.
Like a zoo. And when everyone's well, you get together again. You have visiting hours.
Was that like a terrarium?
That's what
You could be in a little terrarium.
I totally could be. And this is a Sherry in her natural environment.
And it'll be full of plants. It'll be nice and humid so that your lungs don't get all dry. It'll be good.
Wow. That would be good. I'll talk to TJ
I can
and see
hook
if she
you
can
up.
help me one. All right. You're full of good ideas.
Full of
I
good
mean, no God. So have you had any reviews of how do I say this? How have the reviews been?
I do not know.
Oh, you don't? Oh, you're not getting any feedback yet? Those bastards.
I don't read feedback.
Oh, you don't?
No.
How did I not know this?
I don't know.
How did I not know that? Oh my God, I feel like I'm going to slink off into the night now.
I appreciate reviews, but I don't read them.
I see.
I know a lot of authors who do that. They don't. You
Well,
know what?
in the first place, it's too late.
No, that's true.
There's nothing you can do about the book that's finished, right?
Yeah.
Now, if they said you are a talentless boob, that also wouldn't be helpful because
That's not helpful.
I can't be more talented just because they said I should be, right?
True.
Now, if people said things like your book was very sloppily edited, those are all valid criticisms and I should pay attention to them. But I can't read the reviews and not have them affect me because I am thin-skinned.
Oh, I gotcha.
So I had to learn that about myself to know that reviews were not helping my writing in any way.
Probably hindering it, if anything.
I stopped reading them.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
And nobody really writes more than to say, I liked it, I didn't like it.
All right.
You don't get many 12-page
Analyses.
Yes. If only the character arc had been slightly more, you don't get that. So I don't know.
All right. Well, never mind.
So we have a quiet audience. We do have people watching. Hello, people watching.
Hello, people watching.
But they're not speaking. They're not saying anything. So they're bashful and shy.
They may be drinking because
They might be,
but they should talk more when they drink.
That's true. Well, we're only 25 minutes in, so maybe it's just now starting to kick in, and we'll get some comments. Did you want to talk about Vacation Land at all, or the fact that you're now re-editing all of your old books?
Please don't say the word all.
Well, you seem to be on that track. I mean, you started with A, you're working on B again. I'm just assuming.
I believe I'm gonna stop at C. I believe.
What made you do that?
I was not happy with my first effort. I mean, Awakenings was the very first piece of fiction I ever wrote in my life.
Wait, what? That was the first one?
Awakenings was the first piece of fiction I ever wrote in my life.
Holy shit. Wow. I don't think I knew that.
You know, that's incredible, though. I just want to say that that's incredible because there are so many fans of that series. And for your very first attempt at fiction writing to have ensnared that many people, I don't think you lucked out. I mean, I think that that's a testament to your talent and
it's also
kind of a storyteller.
It's also luck because of the time and the feedback and the number of people who were reading fanfic at the time.
Yeah, I guess.
The audience was there. And that was luck.
The audience is very different now. I mean, there's so much.
Very different now. And I do not think that I would have the opportunity to do that now.
You could, but you might not get as wide.
No publisher would buy it.
No?
No publisher would buy a first of a massive, long.
Oh, that's true.
You're going to do one after another after another. They would like sequels, but they would like one, not a zillion.
Not 25.
Not 25. And I mean, it's a different thing. So I wasn't happy with the language feels stiff and kind of stilted, and Ryan seems a little too like she's teaching Jamie all the time, that here's what this is, Jamie. She's like explaining stuff all the time. I'm like, shut up. So
was that an eye roll? That was an eye roll.
I roll at my own work. I wanted them to be more on the same level as they are in further in books. So I wanted the tone of the books to be more consistent.
I see. Didn't they have sex by the third book?
I think I wrote the first three all in one big, long, fevered, manic summer.
Well, C is definitely fevered.
Yeah. So I wrote all of that at once, and then cut it into 3 books and posted it online. So I was finished with C before I posted any of it.
Oh, wow.
It was like 1,000 pages, literally.
Wow. Wow.
Literally. Maybe more. Maybe more.
Is it still up on the web?
Yeah, sure. The first book was 275,000 words.
Holy crap. That's 2 books.
That's 9 books. Most publishers now want you to be between 80 and 100.
Oh, wow.
So it was between 2 and 3 books. Yeah. And it's massive. I mean, it's a massive investment of time. And so I wanted it to be a little bit more, I just wanted them to sound a little more natural. They didn't sound as natural to me in those first books as they do later on. And since I assume that the people who buy that book are new to me, you know, people who know my work aren't now starting to read Awakenings for the most part.
Although some of them do. I mean, some of them start the series over.
But I want that first book to lead them to want to read the rest. And if they read that first one and it seems kind of stiff and it's like, oh my God, let's get to the point. You know, I didn't know anything about how to build any dramatic tension. I didn't know how to have the pacing go. I was just trying to figure out how to make the words all hang together. And it was like building a house when you didn't have plans.
That was still a hell of an effort, honestly.
It was a massive effort. I will give myself great credit for taking on the task.
Absolutely.
There was no small plans. But I did not plan at the time to write 26 books. I was only going to write 3 or 4. And then people kept saying how much they liked it. And I was like, oh, I could keep going. So I just kept going. And by the time I got to like K, I was like, well, I might as well keep going now. What the hell?
You're my hero.
I'm already at K. Just keep going.
So I know I mentioned All That Mattered earlier. Didn't that make the top 100 books recently? All That Matters?
From the New York Times?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? No. No, did it make? I don't remember. There was something on Facebook, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on then, because clearly it did not make an impact. We're moving on.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate when people say it's among their favorites. I really do.
It's a top 10 read, y'all. If you haven't read it, get a copy and read it. Damn it!
It's in my top 10. I don't think.
Man. I read that book every year, guaranteed. No lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if I rewrote that to make it sound better, it would annoy you.
No, but I would be super curious to see how you changed it.
I would absolutely read it. I'd read them back to back.
Changes. Trying to smooth stuff out. I think over time my style has gotten smoother. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's like aging fine wine.
It's kind of like that. I mean, hopefully you learn from your editors and you learn from talking to other writers and you learn from going to conferences and from reading books. Hopefully you get better. And I think I have gotten better. And I like my work now better than I liked my early work. So I just wanted those early books to lure people in to the maze of I Found My Heart in San Francisco, to grab them and not let them go for 26 books.
That's right. That's right. And speaking of your fans and
let me just finish
writing.
The last thing. The only reason I did this at all is because I'm out of print books, and I was going to do another print run.
Oh, I see.
And I said, if I'm going to put this in print again and do a new edition, I might as well make it current.
Makes sense, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Makes perfect sense. So speaking of writing and getting better and cons, are you going to be going to GCLS?
I certainly plan on it.
Excellent. So your fans can meet you there and chat you up and tell you how wonderful your books are?
They can kiss me right on the mouth if they want to.
You heard it here, y'all. Stand in line. See me in the kissing booth. Uh-oh. I mean,
Just no strong hugs right now.
Yeah. How about y'all?
I will, yes.
Cherry?
Still up in the air. We have a killer dog, like literally a vicious beast, and we can't really leave her with anybody at this point. So we're still hopeful. We both really like Vegas, and it's been 20 years since we've been there. 21 years tomorrow.
It's different.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, thank you.
Would you drive?
No, it's too far. We wouldn't have time. We'd have to fly in.
Well, I'm flying in on Monday. I already got the airline booked. I got the hotel booked.
Dang, you're going to be there all week?
I might switch hotels. Well, the problem is Independence Day is on Wednesday, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to juxtapose it to Independence Day and the conference, and then I might want to do, some little outlander things like maybe go see the ditch or go, to the dam, the D words, maybe drive to Reno. I don't know, but it gives me, it gives me a little bit more options than I would have otherwise had if I'd have flown in on Independence Day or Thursday. So I figured, screw it, I'll just go on Monday.
And if Megan goes, you can finally get married. For her health care, right?
Don't say that on over the airwaves.
Oh, but they do love each other.
It's all that matters.
That's right. It's all that matters. Oh, it's time for me to read that book again.
I'm going to go early and visit my old haunts in Los Angeles.
My buddy Mickey's coming up from LA, so I'm excited about that too. McKenna's coming up. I don't know if she's on. She might be really quiet and on and listening, but she says she's coming to Vegas too.
Good.
That'll be cool.
It's only 5 hours, something like that.
Yeah, it's not really, and especially people that like road trips.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I am also looking forward to it.
Yep.
Oh, Adrian just posted on Facebook. I just happened to catch it. She says, if I'd have known about the kissing thing last year.
Oh!
I have very low personal boundaries.
It's really good to know, you know? Those are the things that you
only
want
for
to know.
lesbians and kind-hearted straight women.
This has kind of got that blurry Hollywood thing going on. I'm kidding. I kid.
I lived in LA for 15 years. My boundaries got all screwed up now.
So tell us a little bit about Vacation Land. I'm curious.
You've not read it?
No, I have not.
I got a couple pages into it, and then I got.
Oh my God, I can't read this. Shit.
No.
Then I got sicker. We actually even had to cancel.
Yeah, our
we had
Wednesday
to cancel a Wednesday show because I was down. I haven't read anything in probably 3 or 4 days. Oh, I did finish that Trump book, but I wasn't really paying much attention toward the end anyway. So,
and nothing you didn't know, I think.
No, it was absolutely nothing I didn't already know. It just confirmed the suspicions and rumors and made it all so horrible. Oh, and Adrian said Vacation Land was fantastic.
Thank you, Adrian. Women's March next week.
What?
Next month.
Right, on the 20th. That's
Women's
right.
March.
Oh, okay.
I believe they're going to have one in Florida. You ought to go.
I might.
Sherry should not go because she's sick.
Yeah.
I will infect all the women's.
And you've already done that once, so don't do it again.
I don't want to do it again. But those are my younger days.
Not to do it again.
That's right. My picture's up. me and Harvey Weinstein.
Have you seen this woman? Run!
Don't walk. Run.
Run,
motherfuckers, run.
Vacation Land is set in one of my favorite places, Moosehead Lake, Maine. I love it like a sister.
What?
I do. I love me some Moosehead. And it is about a Maine guide. For those of you who don't know, you can be certified to guide people on outdoor trips in Maine, and you then are a Maine guide. And there are lots of different certifications you can get. And the one that my character has allows her to do camping, ice fishing, hunting, bow and with guns. What else? That kind of stuff. Big outdoorsy, wursy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she meets a lovely woman from Dallas who is up in Maine on a little corporate outing. And they get to be close during this outing. And then it's sort of, do we like each other enough to live somewhere that we wouldn't necessarily choose? So can an outdoorsy person from Maine give that up to live in Dallas? Or could a Dallasite who's used to warmth and heat and big buildings and nice restaurants give that up to live in the middle of nowhere in Maine?
I vote for the middle of nowhere in Maine.
Me too.
I would too, but
Me too.
I would need frequent visits to Portland if I were living in Moosehead.
I just want internet. Everything else can forget it.
Internet's also a little sketchy.
What?
That's not
There's
acceptable.
definitely no cell signals anywhere.
I'm okay with that.
Well, that's sort of how you get the internet.
Seriously, around Moosehead Lake, they don't have a lot of internet signal? That's terrible. And no cell phone service, mostly?
I've had a lot of difficulty with cell service.
What? See, now I was hoping. Damn it.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
No, can't do that.
It's smack dab in the center of Maine, both north, south, and east, west. So it's 2 hours from Portland.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
Wow.
it's out there.
Holy
And
crap!
it's hilly, and there's a lot of trees. All the things that cell service likes, it doesn't have. It doesn't have those nice flat,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it
open.
goes on forever.
Damn. That's disappointing.
Sorry, but that's why it's wilderness.
Dash that hoe. Damn it.
So where Devin lives is close to the 100-mile wilderness of the Appalachian Trail, where it ends at Mount Katahdin.
Wow.
So it's out there.
So where I haven't gotten but a few pages in, I think I'd like literally she's just at the store and getting some coffee.
More happens, I guarantee you.
So she just like,
Sweet roll, there's a lot more.
Thanks for the coffee. I'm gonna go out here now. The end. So does the scenery in this one, because my second favorite book of yours is Almost Heaven,
yes.
where the community and the scenery play such an important part in the book, and it's just so gorgeous and wonderful. Is the scenery and the landscape, is that kind of the same type of a thing in Vacation Land? Will I become enamored of Moosehead?
I don't know. I really am, and I tried to convey my love for it, so I hope so.
Did you? I like when you did Almost Heaven.
Yeah.
I believe when we talked about that, I mean the community, the landscape was something that really touched you.
Yeah.
And did you have the same kind of feel toward this one?
Very much.
Because that was one of the things that I loved. I think that might have been the biggest thing, the big draw for me. I mean, I enjoyed the characters quite a bit, especially Cody and her family. But there was something about Ramp that just sucked me in.
Yeah. Devin definitely loves winter and winter sports and the beauty that is Maine more than I would assume most Mainers do. She's off the charts with her love for it. So I hope that comes through.
Okay. Adrian said, I've been researching Maine camping because of the book.
Oh, wow.
I can tell you a lot about the Moosehead region, but that's as far that I don't go anywhere else. I like it too much to go anywhere else.
Adrian, are you going to GCLS? Because if so, you and Susan could have.
I'll bring pictures.
There you go.
I have hundreds.
Have you thought about posting some of those on?
I should actually.
Yeah,
I could post the ones from the first time. I think the second time we went, it was in fall, and we hired a guide to take us on a canoe trip. And this woman showed up. She was about, I don't know, 5'7", 5'8". Had her hair back in a ponytail, had a little hat on, had khaki shirt tucked in, big boots, had a weapon in the back. Shows up and she said, well, here's the canoe. And she picked this thing up, wham, right over her head. I mean, right over her head. And it was a heavy canoe because all three of us were going to be in it. And she takes it down to the thing and hooks it all up. And she said, my husband's going to meet us later. And I'm like, Caroline, your husband? So we were talking to the woman who ran the hotel we were staying at. And we said, Ashley's got a husband. She's like, yeah, I wondered about that too.
Awesome.
Like, here I am with the stereotypes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a hard time with that when we lived in Idaho too.
Yes, it's the same.
Like the butchest looking women,
It's the
straight
same.
as can be.
What-
Straight as can be.
Isn't that the old joke? Is she a lesbian or is she a Midwestern woman?
It's sort of true everywhere.
It is. It is.
The last time I was there, it was so cold. We were there in the middle of winter. And we went to get gas. And not one person who was there had on a coat or gloves to go get gas.
Wow.
It was maybe 5 degrees out.
Holy crap.
People were just in shirt sleeves. It's like, what? This isn't cold.
Oh,
They're a hardy bunch.
see, that's where I need to go. But there's no real good internet or cell service.
They're a hardy bunch.
I need to live in the freaking cold.
You come on over.
Near the Atlantic, sister.
It's 13. It's 13 and sunny right now.
Wait, let me get the picture of Vacation Land.
13 and sunny.
13 and sunny.
I'm here to tell you it is, let me look right now. I'm looking on it up. It is 68 degrees. What the heck is that?
This is the cover of Vacation Land.
Yeah.
And right here, I took that picture. Photo courtesy of the author.
Very nice. Very nice.
I have some really good pictures of Moosehead.
Did you snowshoe while you were there?
I've snowshoed all over Moosehead. They have a great state park that's just really close to a place I like to stay. And the last time we were there, we wandered around for about 4 hours, did not see another human being. It was so nice. All we saw were snowshoe hares. All we saw were bunnies.
Wow.
That's
so
awesome.
Nice. It's awesome. But you know, there's one restaurant that's open past 6 o'clock. The bar was only open till 8.
What?
There's nobody out.
You're not selling it well, I gotta say. Bars aren't open, no internet.
You gotta give stuff up to be in a remote area. You really do.
This is the 21st century, for God's sake.
It's sort of not. Not in. There's a lot of the country where it's not so much the 21st century.
Like Washington, D.C. right now, the White House.
Like there. It's 1862 there. And we're just about to go to war.
And hopefully
with ourselves.
Oh my God.
Adrian said there's nothing open because everybody gets up at 4:30.
She's probably
right. Correct. People get up really early, and they don't stay out real late.
Well,
there's not a whole lot of people. Moosehead, the whole region is packed in the summer. A lot of people visit in the summer, but they all go away.
Because it's uninhabitable.
There's just a pretty few who are left. There's 3 or 4 hotels, motels in Greenville, and 3 of them close.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not real bustling.
Well, I've definitely got that on my read list for sure.
There's a dog sled guy who we went on a dog sledding tour with, and he only uses retired racing dogs, the ones who really want to keep doing it. I think it was one of the best experiences of my life.
Really?
Being out there in the middle of nowhere with happy dogs. And if one would say he didn't want to go anymore, Stephen, the guy who runs it, would take him off and let him go in the back and just trot along. So it's like if he didn't want to work that day, he didn't have to. He was like Mr. Laid Back times 100.
Oh, that's awesome. That makes me so happy.
It was so awesome. Happy dogs pulling a sled. And they needed to do it. They needed to do the work because that's what they were bred for. They had to get their exercise. So he said, I might as well do this rather than just making them run around the circles because they loved being out in the snow.
Nice.
It was great snow. It was a beautiful day.
Damn, I want to go now. Damn it.
I know, me too. I'm gonna go play with the doggies.
And there's two guys up there who do retired dogs and take people out snowshoeing. So it's not that odd.
That's pretty sweet. I like that so much.
But he had this young kid working for him, and he told me he had a girlfriend who lived about an hour's north. And I said, well, he told me the name of the town she lived in. I said, well, how do you get there? He said, well, you can't. And I said, what do you mean you can't? He said, you can't get there in the winter. I said, so you just can't see her in the winter? He said, there's no road.
Holy shit.
I was like, things are different. Things are different. Yeah, he said, you can't go that way.
Wow, that's crazy.
So she would go to like Bangor, and he would go from different directions to meet there. But he couldn't go direct. Can't go there in the winter.
Bangor. Been there.
Bangor's the big town.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
So what's next, Susan? Are you going? Do you have some new ideas going? Are you going to work on the other stuff for a bit?
I got. What am I doing? I have one book about a army brat woman who is just now coming out. She's about 35 or so.
Wow.
Yeah. And she's been trying not to be gay, but she's now deciding that's not the right way to live. So she's got kind of a complicated backstory, and she meets another woman who runs a boutique in New York City, and she is straight. So there are some issues there.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. I'm probably going to finish that one next. And the one after that is about a woman in Columbus, Ohio, who is so sick of the election. The book starts on November the 1st, 2016.
Was this about Shane Curry? No, I'm kidding.
It's about Shane Curry and Brenda Barton. And she decides to go to her ancestral home in Scotland.
In Scotland?
In Scotland. And she does that, and she meets someone in Scotland. And then it's, where do I live? Do I give up on America, which I'm now starting to despise, and leave and just go? Or does this woman take the big leap to come to America at a very difficult time?
Wow.
I vote for not that.
Yeah, I would too. But I'm not sure that's what they do.
Uh-oh. Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned.
Yeah. So that one, I started writing it in real time on November the 1st, 2016. And I was planning on writing a funny, nice little book about what it was like to have our first woman president. So on November the 7th, I went into mourning for about a week.
Me too.
And then I started writing again, and I had to write the character being in mourning. But when I go back to look at it, I'm like, I can't focus on that. I have to have her get over it quick, because that's just boring. Everybody understands what it's like to be depressed after the election. So it's not going to be focusing on that. It's focusing much more on the relationship between the two women.
Nice.
It's a year later, and I'm still depressed.
Ain't that the truth?
I get a little bit more so every day. Yeah,
I know it. There was some hope. There was a bit of hopefulness a few months ago, and now it's just
this is not.
It's never ending. Yeah,
many levels.
And on that happy note,
it's been a suck fest. Let's just say that. So next week we should all go to the Women's March, because if we don't keep complaining, nothing will change. If we don't vote, nothing will change. If you are not registered to vote, hang up right now and get registered. And if you say there's no difference between Democrats and Republicans, you are wrong.
That's bullshit.
You are wrong. I do not think that Democrats are the angels walking among us.
You're not perfect.
They are not. They are in many ways sucking off the corporate teat just as much as the Republicans are. Yep. But I don't think most of our Democratic presidents have been evil, racist warmongers who really want to start a war with North Korea.
Oh, God.
I don't think there's that many of them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
You
What
forgot
did somebody
bigot.
say the other day? This is the first time I've seen the news of the president calling a bunch of countries shitholes was overrun by his whether or not he paid off a prostitute.
Jesus.
They're like, who thought those would be the two sentences we would be over just one weekend? That note. That's why I'm not going to cover the election much at all in that book.
Good.
It's all going to be about let's eat some haggis.
Ah, Lord.
Ew.
Haggis.
Oh.
Let's drink some scotch. I mean whiskey.
I'll do the whiskey. I'm not sure I do the haggis.
I'd try it just because you got to try stuff once.
You'd like tablet. That's a very popular dessert. It's kind of like fudge, but it's more like vanilla fudge, butterscotchy.
All right, I try that.
You'd like that.
I would like that.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
But
I'm
Right now, this is
the Scottish
feeling a
people
little bit.
were lovely, and I'm going to go see them again this year.
nice. Nice.
Loved them. Loved everything about Scotland.
Nice. Does anybody that's on the call have a question for Susan before the top of the hour?
No, I think
people.
just Adrian. Everybody. Oh. Let me see. Oh, Carol said, so sick of the election, she becomes an assassin.
Oh my God.
And she should stay in Scotland. Hi, Carol.
But you know, it's not
That
as
would be
easy.
kind of cool.
It's not as easy to stay other places either.
That's true.
Mm.
What about this?
Especially
She could be an
with
assassin.
Brexit.
Yeah. That would weigh in too. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Brexit.
and the Scottish character is a little down on Great Britain because of Brexit. So they both have their issues.
Yeah, no why.
So I'm not going to have them talk about politics much.
Good. Yeah.
They could go off the grid in Maine.
There you go.
Good. I don't think either of them would like that. I don't think these are those kind of girls.
Oh, well.
Well, Susan has agreed to generously give out an ebook or two to our viewers / listeners because she's just awesome like that. So we should probably have a question or something on our website that people can comment and we can draw from that pool of commenters.
That sounds like a great idea. Susan, do you have any questions, suggestions?
How high are your personal space barriers when you're around large groups of lesbians? The person with the lowest one wins.
Or alternately, are you first in line at the kissing booth? First-
All right.
Oh, God. Well, thank you so much, Susan, for coming on. We love having you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for continuing to write because your stories are always fun. Always.
I appreciate your appreciation.
Oh, yeah. So y'all go out and buy some of Susan's books.
Go buy the books.
And vote.
And vote.
Jesus, please vote.
But
I'd
vote.
rather you didn't buy my books if it meant you would vote.
But you could do both.
But you can do both.
I like
You
it.
can.
It's a win-win for everybody.
All right, so everybody can you can leave a comment here on our YouTube channel. Also, if you enjoy watching the show, remember to just go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube to the Cocktail Hour YouTube channel, and that way you won't miss anything. You'll get notifications and reminders and all that stuff.
Oh, I forget
So
to tell
you-
people that all the time.
I know. I thought about it this morning. I'm like, well, we should have people subscribe too.
Oh, and we're still running that fundraiser, y'all. If y'all want to donate.
Oh yeah, we're late paying our hosting bill. So, if anybody wants to kick in a little bit, that would be awesome. You can go over to the website and there's a link where you can kick in for PayPal or that would be awesome if you could help out.
Out there, we don't have our date for March set yet, but we'll
February. February.
Well, I'm sorry, February. Yes. Why am I thinking it's February and I'm going into March? That's ridiculous.
I don't know,
But
we do have our book picked out.
we do. We have our book picked
Yes.
up, but not the date. So you want to let them know what we're going to read?
It's Jane Steele. It's I think it's if I'm remembering correctly, it is Jane Eyre is an assassin or a serial killer. I can't remember which one it is. It's one of those two. I think she's a serial killer. So yeah, that's what that is. It looked fun. It looks like a real fun read. So feel free to yeah, there you go.
Tune in, y'all.
Yeah. So and then get over to the website, or you can comment on the YouTube channel and leave comments for Susan, and Susan will be very happy to reply and converse, and so show her some damn love.
Yeah, show her some damn love, y'all.
Yeah. Huh. All right then.
All right, everyone, have a fun January. And don't forget, February, I think, is the Olympics. Tuning in.
Oh, right.
I am actually taking time off this February so I can watch some curling. I know. I love curling.
Do a lot of curling in Maine.
Oh, don't tease. They don't have internet and cell service.
They have it. You just have to live close to it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So see you guys next month. So long.
All right. Bye.